Hello, this mindfulness task is called Ice Cube Challenge. A large part of being mindful is to do with noticing what is going on for you and being okay with it at the same time. We are often trying to resist a feeling or thought, but here's something to know. What you resist persists. That means that the harder you try to get rid of something, the more it will persist in being there for you. Thoughts, feelings and emotions come and go like waves on a beach, like clouds in the sky, like traffic on a road. Now, you wouldn't try to stop a wave or run after a car or get rid of a cloud, yet that's what we are doing with thoughts, feelings and emotions so much of the time. We listen to them way too much and give them way too much screen time. But here's the good news. We can actually learn to be with any thoughts, feelings and emotions that are uncomfortable. I'm going to call this way the 3 A's. First, we accept, not resist, that we are having them. Then we acknowledge what is going on by saying things like, oh, I'm having that thought that I'm not being liked again, or there's that knot in my stomach, I must be feeling anxious. And then we allow them to come and go, like the waves, the clouds, or the traffic, so we can get on with whatever we actually need to be doing. Now, this task is a great way to demonstrate everything I've just said. What I would like you to do is to hold an ice cube in one hand only for at least 4 minutes or until it has completely melted. As you do this, you may have a range of thoughts, feelings and emotions, which means this is a great opportunity to practice the 3 A's, because no matter how much you want to get rid of it, I don't want you to. I'm going to do this task and share with you what's going on for me. Okay, I've got my ice cube ready. I've got it in a bowl so it can catch the drip. So make sure you think about where you do this task. And I've got my timer ready to time the 4 minutes. Okay, so here we go. Now I notice I don't really want to pick it up because I know it's going to be cold, but here goes. It's now in my hand and it's above the bowl. And it's actually helping me talking because it's kind of taking my mind off it a little bit. It's very cold. It's really cold. I've got it in the palm of my hand and I notice it's very, almost like a sharp feeling. And now it's starting to hurt a little bit, and it will probably do that for you, but I know I'm not going to be injured by this. I know that I'm going to be able to get through this, so even though it's uncomfortable, I can be with it at the minute. So I do want to let go, but I'm going to complete this task. Now 4 minutes isn't long, but it might feel like it's going to take forever. We shall see. I'm actually moving it around in my hand to see if it helps, because there was some warm bits of my hand, and so I'm thinking, well, if I at least make my whole hand feel the same, maybe that will help. It's starting to drip off my fingers now into the bowl, and that's not actually uncomfortable because the actual cube is more uncomfortable than the water dripping off for me. So I'm playing around with it, hoping it will melt. Now, what I've noticed is, I don't know if you can see, but half of the cube is transparent and the top half is opaque. It's actually quite interesting to just look at the actual ice cube. And what I noticed there is by changing my focus, just looking at the ice cube, it doesn't feel like it hurts quite so much as it did before. When I'm just focused on holding the ice cube, it seems to be more painful. So now my fingers are starting to feel a bit numb. I'm looking at the timer because I want to see how much longer I've got to go. And I've remembered that another way of changing my focus is to look at my other hand. So have a go at doing this. If you're doing this challenge, is look at your other hand, the one without the ice cube that's nice and warm, and just see if there's anything about it you've never noticed before. Lines, the veins, the length of your fingers, all those little lines on your knuckles and so on. And you might notice that by focusing on your other hand, you're not so worried about the one with the ice cube in anymore. That's a really good lesson to show that you can be with something uncomfortable by switching your focus, by allowing it to be there, acknowledging that it's uncomfortable, and then it will pass. So, still checking the time. I'm doing really well. I think I could actually hold it for longer than the 4 minutes if I wanted to. Quite a bit of water has come off now, and it's still got the transparent and the opaque parts on mine. I feel that even though it's not nice sensation, I'm used to it now. It's not as odd as it was at the beginning, and I can definitely put up with it longer now, and I'm definitely okay with it for this 4 minutes, which I think is coming to an end. There we go. Now I'm going to drop the ice cube, and I'm just going to spend a moment looking at my two hands. Now I do have a bit of a red patch on the hand where I had the ice cube, so you might have the same. So that's obviously where it was most intense. And I'm noticing the difference in temperature between my two hands. And also obviously one is wet and one is dry. And I'm just moving my fingers around to just warm them up and congratulating myself for completing the task. So as you can see, I accepted the feelings that I had, I acknowledged them by sharing them with you, and I allowed them to come and go, and I noticed that they kept changing. And I didn't feel the same at the beginning of the task, in the middle, and at the end of the task. So now it's your turn to go and have a go. I'm sure you'll be able to manage to do it just like me. Maybe do this with a family member and share your experiences. And once you've done this, see if you can start to apply the 3 A's, accept, acknowledge and allow, to other uncomfortable feelings that come your way. Thank you for watching the video, and I look forward to sharing another one with you soon. Goodbye for now.